Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. So y'all, this episode started where it left off last time with Alonzo trying to confront Maurice in the parking lot at his job outside of the bank. And so Maurice is like, look, I'm trying to go home. And he was like, well, I came up here to see about you. I came to check on you, see how you doing. And he was like, I'm fine. So he is still trying to talk to him. He was like, look, I'm about to go. He was like, you remember what happened the last time you tried to move when I didn't tell you to move? And so Maurice just stood there. Y'all, Maurice is done. He tired of his spirit. This fool is sat up here and he keep on threatening him and saying little slick stuff. And he was like, look, I have a restraining order against you. He was like, that ain't nothing. I don't know what you thought that was going to do. And he was like, you think I'm supposed to be however many feet away from you? Nope. I do what I want to do, and you gonna drop the charges. He was like, I ain't dropping nothing. Y'all know he ain't say nothing. Y'all know what he said. But anyway, Maurice said he ain't dropping nothing. Old boy keep on trying to threaten him. And he was like, look, if I came up here to beat your behind, I would have been did it. He done snatched Maurice's phone because Maurice told him that he was gonna call the police. He gonna tell him, well, do it. So he starts trying to call the police. He done snatched the phone from him. And so he looking at him like, look, I ain't got time for this. Give me my phone back. So eventually he gives him his phone back. And y'all, it just got to the point where he was just like, you talking all this trash. Beat my behind tonight then. Beat it tonight. Don't sit up here telling me, oh, well, I ain't going to do it today. That ain't what I came up here for today. But what you going to do is drop these charges. I mean, he kept trying to roll up, saying little slick stuff. But you could tell he wasn't in a bust of grapes. So Maurice got real tired in his entire spirit and rolled up. He was like, what you gonna do then? What you gonna do then? He was like, go ahead and do something. Man, Maurice said it all. Maurice said it off and beat that man down to the ground. I was like, oh my God. No! Oh my gosh, y'all. I would be so upset if this man wants to retaliate and end up trying to get him killed. I can't, because you have gotten embarrassed. You already tried him. He already told you you don't want no parts of this. You thought because he was gay that he was going to be all soft and he wasn't going to be able to do nothing. Anybody can do something, no matter what their sexuality is. I don't understand why people associate one thing with the other because there's no correlation. But anyway, Maurice said it off and I was here for it. I'm so happy for him. Danny and Sabrina are at the spot where, you know, all the girls are supposed to link up and discuss what's going on with Andy. And since they're there by themselves, she's just like, okay, let me tell y'all what's going on. Sabrina, you know, let Danny know that she has solicited Maurice's help in finding out what's going on with her boy to see if he's actually taking drugs or not. And so Danny is all happy and glowing. And so she's looking at her like, you good? She was like, yeah, I'm great. Doing wonderful today. And she all happy because she has, you know, rekindled everything with Rodeo, as she likes to call him, Preston. So we're going to see how all that goes. But it's funny how she was like, I'm rubbing off on you. I'm proud. She was like, that's something that I would do. And that really is something that Danny would do as far as getting somebody else to do her dirty work for her and making somebody else go ahead and give whoever she is suspecting of having a drug problem the drug test. Gary is outside of Andy's building being a stalker and just watching her every move, trying to do a stakeout and see what's going on. And the dude who ended up bailing him out of jail, the lawyer, he called him asking what he doing right now. So he was like, I'm somewhere. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. And so, of course, I'm like, you're done. Why would we just randomly call you while you in the middle of doing what you're doing? One of his lawyer friends, probably Hayden, called him and told him what was going on and that he was outside of Andy's building. So he told him that the FBI might still be watching him. And he is like, why would they be watching me? My life is falling apart and all this other stuff. He was like, look, man, I've known you for a really long time. Come to my house. Come on over to my house and we can talk, have a conversation on the back deck, and, you know, just get away from there. You need to stop acting like this because this is not going to look good. So he over here, he about to go ahead and go over to his house. So we gonna see how that go. Karen showed up to meet up with Sabrina and Danny, and everybody want to know where Andy is. She ain't there yet. So they were talking, and they were like, "You cute. Your hair look nice. Got a nice outfit on." And she's changed her hair. And so they were like, well, "Why are you so happy? You seem so bubbly, very opposite of how she normally is. She always mad in her feelings about something. But this is a nice little new glow that she has going on." And so she was like, "I'm good. I'm always happy," which is a lie. And so then she was like, "Well, Aaron did do something earlier to make me smile, put a smile on my face, and let them know that he offered up some money." And Danny was like, like even Sabrina was like, "Wait a minute." And then they both at the same time was like, "Does he have a brother? Does he have an uncle? Does he have a grandfather?" Of course, that's what Danny gonna throw out there. I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, she was like, I've never had any man, including my daddy, to offer me any money. Like I mean, I got it, but I ain't never had that to happen to me before. And so everybody was here for the glow up. So I was like, yes, Lord. Zach was at the house, and he actually ended up calling to check in on Fatima, and she thought that was nice or whatever. And she actually has to coach him through the things he has to say in response to her, because you know how, like, if you're on the phone with somebody, or if you are just about to part ways with somebody in real life, you'd be like, "All right, you have a good one, be safe." You know what I'm saying? She had to tell him to be safe, because he was like, "I think I'm gonna go and wash up and step out for a couple of hours." And so she was okay. She was like, "Okay, well, I'll probably be out for a little while, and I should be back by 11. And so he was like, "All right, cool." And so she was like, "Well, be safe." And he was like, and she was like, "Yeah, this is the part where you say you be safe too." And he was like, "See, why you always gotta do that? Why can't you just wait for me to say it?" And she was like, "Nah, I gotta coach you because you don't know what to do." And I mean, that actually has been what she's been doing, and it is needed, because he really does not know how to do nothing. But anyway, so after that happened, she actually was about to walk in to the place where Andy invited her to. And so y'all know Andy still ain't there yet. So she went inside, and she saw, I guess she just knows what Karen looks like. And so she was like, "Karen, right?" And she was like, "I'm Fatima." She was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And it's like she's heard about her or whatever, because she seems to be like the closest to Andy, as we've already discussed way, way back. And everybody else was at the table looking like, okay, especially Sabrina. I could not believe how Sabrina was the one who was really looking like, "And who are you?" Worse than anybody. Like, she was the main one. I would have expected that from Danny, but who am I? So anyway, she introduces herself to everybody and all of that. And then, like, she kind of did an icebreaker when she told Karen that her hair looked nice. She was like, "Oh, thank you." She was like, "Who you go to? Because I need somebody, because my girl, she do my hair, but she be on that stuff sometimes." So she was like, "Well, actually, I do my own hair, and I own a salon. I'm a salon owner, and it's not that far from here." She was like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" So they had their little moment. And so she was like, "I might have to come on and go to you." And then she ended up telling them a story about how one time she was going to be going to a wedding, and she did her own hair, which was a ponytail. She looked to the left, and then her ponytail was in her lap. So, that was a nice little icebreaker. And then they offered her some drinks. So she said, "I'll take two." So they were having margaritas. So she going to have us some margaritas too. So Gary is outside of his lawyer's house, who is also, for whatever reason, that man has allowed Gary to be the godfather to his kids. I'm just like, nah. But anyway, so he come outside to greet him or whatever, trying to get him to come inside. He mad as I don't know what. He was like, "No, I ain't coming inside." And so he was like, "Look, me and Jennifer would be happy to have you." I guess his wife's name is Jennifer. And he's trying to convince him to come in. He even trying to bait him, talking about she made pot roast or something like that. He said, "I ain't coming in. I got a hotel room. I ain't doing all that." So then Gary gonna try to pull the wool over his eyes, talking about some, "Well, I'll come back in the morning for breakfast. I need to see my god kids anyway." And I'm like, you can believe that lie if you want to. But anyway, he made a point to tell him that he cannot keep pulling these strings to get him out of jail. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have did it anyway. But yeah, he doing the most. I feel like he finna go right on back over to Andy's house and stake out some more and be some more stalker, be on some more stalker foolishness. And it's like, please get a life. He done went off. He was like, I want my money. She won't give me my money. I'm gonna sue her. And I'm like, bruh, you're gonna lose. But anyway. So, not Danny. Y'all, Andy finally arrives. And a little moment between her and Karen happened because Karen kind of was bringing up what happened between Andy and Gary, but everybody at the table was like, okay, what is going on? What did we miss? And so Andy was just like, look, I don't want to talk about me tonight. I just want us to be able to eat and drink and have fun. Fatima is like, look, I date. I don't even deal with committed relationships. That's not me. I just want to figure out what I want. And so she was like, look, y'all, I'm not sleeping around. I just want to see what's out there. Men do it. Why can't we? Oh, Lord. Why Sabrina at the table in her feelings and everybody is trying to convince her that Calvin might be okay for her when somebody looked over and saw Calvin was in the building with a whole nother woman. Sabrina was mad as I don't know. I was like, oh my gosh, why? What is going on here? And I mean, you kind of can't blame him because she said that she did not want to be exclusive. So it's like, he's a free agent still at this point. You can't get mad. And I peep how they trying to make Karen and Fatima really, really cool with each other. And then eventually they going to find out that she's dating Zach or whatever. So we going to see how that pan out too eventually. Y'all, so Zach is actually still at the house putting in his good old sweat equity when Hayden pops up. Y'all know Hayden is the dude who wishes Fatima wanted him, but she wants no parts of him. He done rolled up on Zach, questioning him. Zach even was just like, I thought you were a lawyer. You acting like a detective. So anyway, he was like, nice shoes. Zach looked down at his shoes and was like, these ain't nice shoes. You got the nice shoes on. He was like, yeah, you right. Yeah. And, you know, it's like, why are you being jealous about somebody who don't want, Fatima don't want you. I just can't. And Hayden, I thought he was so nice and so sweet, but he done lost his mind. He's one of those. Oh my gosh, I can't. So anyway, he mad and he wants to know if he hidden that in reference to Fatima. I'm like, bruh, why are you asking these questions? She is not your woman. Why are you in your feelings? He mad because he done saw Zach's shoes in the corner at her house when he dropped by and ain't nobody asking to drop by. And I'm just like, why are you mad? Y'all, he over here threatening Zach, talking about some don't get kicked out of this program. And he was like, for what? And he was like, for overstepping. And it's like, he was like, well, just keep in mind, I do know some detectives. And so eventually he walk off. Y'all, I'm tired. Like, you want to sit up here and use the fact that he's in this program. And you know everybody in this program is someone who has done something to land themselves in jail and or prison. So you over here threatening his livelihood about over a woman who don't even want you. You really about to try to get him thrown away, thrown into the system again when he actually is trying to do right, all because of somebody who don't want you. Make it make sense. So the ladies are still at the restaurant and Sabrina's in her feelings so bad about old boy Calvin being there on a date with somebody else that she hasn't even eaten her food because she's been looking over at them all night. So somebody brings it up and so she trying to make it seem like she all right, but then she actually starts spilling her own tea, tell everybody about how he might be doing drugs and all of that. So yeah, then eventually she was like, I'm going over there. So people were like, no, you don't need to go over there. Oh, Lord, y'all. The night is winding down. He actually eventually looks over there, sees her, and comes over there. And he basically looked at her and said, hey, and then he told everybody to have a good night. I was like, you could have stayed where you was at if you was going to come over there just to stand over there and then say, y'all ladies have a good night. I was just like, why did you even come over? But anyway. like I told y'all, Fatima and Karen getting a little bit too chummy. It ain't gonna end well. I don't know. Maybe they'll be adult about it. Hopefully Karen has really, I know she still loves Zach, but hopefully this will be the swift kick in the behind she needs to be completely done with him. Because with some people, they don't get their lives right until they leave you and go to somebody else, and that's fine. Do what you do. So yeah. Andy said that, she got the whole thing. She ended up paying for everything. They was going to go ahead and leave because Sabrina is just not feeling it. And so she was like, when I tell y'all I got it, I got it. So everybody's questioning her, want to know how much money she getting. She was like, look, I'm not telling y'all that. I already told y'all I got a bonus at work. I got it. When I say I got it, I got it. And she says she is still going to give Gary his money back tomorrow. So we'll see how that go. Y'all, so now we at the end of the episode. And Andy done finally got home. And so she takes it upon herself to call Paris and tell him that she wants to open up a bottle of wine and she's about to enjoy some, and she wanted to invite him over. And so she was like, I'm gonna text you my address. So this helped her turn around after she done got off the phone with him and texted him the address, and Gary is there on the couch. And the whole time I'm like, if this fool got a key to her apartment, meaning this heifer did not change the locks, I'm gonna be done. And what we see, him sitting on the couch, telling her, you need to sit down, we need to talk. Bruh, if you don't get. Anyway, that was the end of the episode, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this recap review for Tyler Perry's Sistas. Thank y'all so much for all of the support. Please like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one and be safe. Bye.